Hi, hi there. Welcome to this masterclass. And this masterclass is going to be all about your relationship with yourself. So, two things that we are going to talk about in this masterclass is first, what is your current relationship with yourself? Second, how you can build a healthy relationship with yourself. So, the goal of this masterclass is going to be moving towards building a healthy relationship with ourselves. Now, this topic is very dear to me, or we are talking about this topic because if you read my content, you must know that I often talk about problems like having low self-esteem, having confidence problem, or thinking very low about yourself. So, I actually talk about these problems, but this topic, your relationship with yourself comes into picture because when we go to solve any of these problems, any of these surface level problems which are self related problems, at the end of the day we are going to work upon building a healthy relationship with yourself, because these problems are a result of having an unhealthy relationship with yourself at present. So the fact that you have a low self-esteem issue or confidence problem, or just you just think low about yourself and there's a lot of self-concept issues, it means that somewhere you do not have exactly a healthy relationship with yourself. And so at the end of the day, that is what we work upon, to establish a healthy relationship with yourself. Once we have resolved the uh, deeper fears or deeper beliefs that we have about ourselves. So this topic is special because it is like we are talking about solutions, so you can understand it this way. And also, before we begin the masterclass, I would like to tell you that you will, I think, get one or two activities which are very handy. You can use right away. You can apply right away in with yourself, and it will really give you a lot of insights about you. So keep on continue keep on watching this. It's going to be helpful for sure. So before we begin, I'll just let you know the topics that we're going to discover in this masterclass. First thing first, your relationship with yourself. So what do I mean when I say your relationship with yourself? Because often when we talk about relationship, what we start imagining is, or what comes to our mind is, it's a dynamic between two people. That is how we have defined relationship until now, or that is how we generally see a relationship as. Second topic that we are going to cover is, what is your current relationship with yourself? Now here you are going to here we have an activity which is very easy, but very it's very deep actually. Once you apply that activity, you will finally be able to see what your current relationship with yourself is. And here I will be actually talking about three types of relationship that you can actually see. Okay, one is this kind of relationship that I can have with myself. Similarly, two more exist, so you can actually find out where do I lie, where does my relationship with myself come in. Next, in the next thing we see, yeah, so in the next topic also we actually talk about your relationship with yourself and all of that. And then in the fourth topic we actually find the reason why is it that you have an unhealthy relationship with yourself. So after you have found out the kind of relationship you have with yourself, we because oftentimes the questions like we start wondering that why is it that I have this such kind of relationship with myself at all? What did I do, or what happened? We're going to look a bit into this. And then in the fifth topic, we are going to discuss what is a healthy relationship and why is it important. So, after this fifth topic, we are going to move beyond, move towards our second topic, which is building a healthy relationship with yourself. So, in the fifth topic, we are going to discuss what does a healthy relationship mean? How do I know, like, how, if I have a healthy relationship with myself, how would it look like? How do I know? Where do I have to go? Like, we must know, if we have a goal, we must know what does that goal look like. Only then we can work towards it and embody that version. So we're going to discuss what does a healthy relationship look like. And like along with this, we're also going to discuss and why it is important. Like, why are we talking about healthy relationship and at all, why? Because this is not something that we get to hear a lot, but so we're just going to look into this. Why is it important? Why should I work upon, healing my relationship with myself? And then in the sixth topic we have, yeah, so we are talking about building a healthy relationship with ourselves. So what would happen if I do build a healthy relationship with myself? And most importantly, we are going to discuss here that when you have a healthy relationship with yourself, how does your other relationship in your life gets impacted? Like, when you have a healthy relationship in your with yourself, your relationship with other people in your life will also be improved, or how does it happen at all? We are going to see that. And then in the seventh topic, we are going to see now what you can do to build a healthy relationship with yourself. Now here I do not have very advice pointers or some hacks for I don't believe in hacks a lot. So what I do have here is a very beautiful, very, I think it's a very personal method that I use in my life even today, and it's very handy. You can use it right away. There's no uh, not complex at all. It's very beautiful method you can use right away. And I'll share my personal examples also how I use it. And then last topic, we have a deep process of establishing a healthy relationship with yourself. Now the method that I discuss in the seventh topic, that will help you build a healthy relationship with yourself, it's kind of future focused, something that you can apply at present, something that you can keep in your mind and keep applying going ahead. But oftentimes, when it comes to having a healthy relationship with ourselves, the fact that we do not have it is because there are certain baggages that we hold on, some certain unprocessed emotions that we have in our body stored, in our mind stored. Oftentimes it stops us from even wanting to have a healthy relationship with ourselves. It will cause that resistance. It will stop us when we move towards taking actions or wanting to work on ourselves to have a healthy relationship with ourselves. In this last process, in this last step, we discuss what is the process of actually healing that, of actually going, overcoming that resistance, that stop, that force. We're going to see what exactly stops us from wanting to have a healthy relationship with ourselves and how to work on that. All right. And obviously, we are going to end the session with like a homework for you, which you can which you can do right away. And also, for the two activities that I have mentioned, you will be finding in the masterclass going ahead. It's up to you whether you want to do it along with me, or you can watch the masterclass in one go, and then as a homework, you can do that activity. Really take your time and do that activity with yourself. Alright, so we will begin right away. First thing, your relationship with yourself. Now, see, when I say your relationship with yourself, as I mentioned also, that when we hear the word relationship, what we start imagining is there are two people, either they are a couple or they are, blood related, or friends. We start to see a dynamic where two people are involved necessarily. So two people is a kind of, conditioning that we have in our mind, and that is one condition that we have to get rid of when we talk about your relationship with yourself. So to and before I talk more on this, one thing I would like to tell you, that why is it important that you actually understand your relationship with yourself more, is because this is one kind of relationship that you can never escape, that you do not have an option of not getting into. Like when it comes to our relationship with any other person, with a second person, we always have an option of leaving them or quitting that relationship. If we find out that okay, this person is very toxic or unhealthy, down the line after we have been into relationship with them, we when we find this out, we always have an option to either quit that relationship or to get out of it, for our betterment. But when it comes to your relationship with yourself, you do not have any option of escaping it or saying calling it quit. And even when you do not know right now at present that you the what kind of relationship you share with yourself, you already have one by default. And that is what you're going to find out in the next step. So what is the kind of relationship I'm sharing with myself right now? Okay, so this is what I wanted to so when I say your relationship with yourself, what I want you to do is to actually to actually understand this better. What I want you to do is, I what wherever you are sitting, I want you to imagine yourself, just a copy of you sitting beside you. Just imagine that a copy of you is sitting beside you, and it's the same person as you. So what I want you to do is, intentionally, I want you to make two of you person, become two. I want you to make two-person out of yourself. Like one is this, your mind, conscious mind going on, and I want you to consider exactly same copy of you with the same feeling, same belief, and everything same going on in their life also. Consider yourself, just imagine yourself sitting beside you. So when I say your relationship with yourself, basically we're talking about this person's relationship with the person sitting beside you, which is exactly a copy of you. I know this might seem kind of stupid, but uh, this is what has helped me when I used to hear this word, your relationship with yourself, it wouldn't make much sense to me unless I started imagining, or really just kind of to help myself understand this more, that okay, if I have a copy of myself sitting beside me or in front of me, that way I can relate to this more. Okay, what is the kind of relationship I share with this person who is exactly me, who is me actually. So do this, okay? Consider this for this whole masterclass. All right. Okay, so next topic is, what is your current relationship with yourself? So, and basically I've divided it into three types. So you can just see, like, listen to what each types contain, what are the behaviors that we do in each of these types, and then you can relate, okay, where do I lie? Okay, and you already have a default relationship with yourself, even when we do not know. It always happens. That was also the case when I first found out, okay, how does my relationship with myself is. I was actually shocked. I never knew that I already have a relationship with myself, even when I do not know. Alright, so I'll just begin. So the first type is loving and caring relationship. So this is when you have a very healthy relationship with yourself. And when I say a loving and caring relationship, a lot of people, start thinking that loving and caring relationship means something indulging into a lot of self-care activities, like treating yourself with a lot of, extravaganza things. It's not so. At least for me, that is not the definition. I do not treat it that way, because I think when having a loving and caring relationship with yourself mean accepting yourself as you are. There is no rush in yourself to be like somebody else. You are comfortable in your skin, you are fine in your skin, and you accept yourself with your flaws and your complete self. You understand yourself deeply, and there is no dominant critical voice in you which always picks upon you, whenever you make a mistake. You do not have a critical voice, dominant critical voice. You do not judge yourself unnecessarily. You are not afraid of making mistakes. You allow yourself to make mistake. You you let yourself take chances. You're very kind and understanding towards yourself. You're not very strict upon yourself. You do not have a very hardcore rules about yourself, that has to be like this. I cannot make any mistake. There's no room for mistake. When you are doing this way to yourself, you're actually not being, that's not a good relationship. Because you imagine, if like if you had a teacher like that, a very strict teacher, who would not allow any student to make mistake, or you to make a mistake, who would get very angry the moment you make any mistake, even a small mistake. How do you like the teacher? Did you like the teacher? Or what kind of relationship did you share with them? So it's the same way when it comes to your relationship with yourself. Having a loving and caring relationship with yourself mean that you accept yourself as you are. You allow yourself to make mistake. You're not hard on yourself. All right. And this is, when I say a healthy relationship, this is what we will be moving towards, having such kind of relationship with ourselves. Second, now I call this second type as normal relationship. You can actually like understand it this way, what I mean when I say a normal relationship. So here what happens is, a lot many times what can happen is, you are not aware that you even do have a relationship with yourself, like it was in my case. uh, a bit, there could be times when you do not know that you're not conscious of the relationship you are sharing with yourself. You're not conscious of what you're doing with yourself. You're not conscious that the habits you have is actually making an impact on yourself, at your present self. So overall, what happens here is, you are quite unaware of your own self. You do not know your beliefs. You do not have very hardcore values about your life. That, we all share some values in a life. Like, I have a lot of values. Like, some of my values are, first is, I like in like I really believe in individuality. So I really believe that uh, every individual can have their own, values, their own beliefs about their life, and I believe in and I think this belief in individuality also makes me a person who really likes to choose for herself. I am somebody who believes that everybody should have a right to choose for themselves. It can never happen that somebody else should choose for me, or I should choose for somebody else. I do not believe in that. Another value of mine could be taking 100% responsibility of your life. So that is one thing I've always followed in my life. Like I've always found it easier to point finger upon myself rather than pointing it out on somebody else, that okay, it's because of them that I'm having such a life, it's because of them that I'm unable to do this. I've always looked into what is it that I can do at this moment from my side. So that is another value I share, 100% responsibility of my own life, and a lot of things like this. So these are my values. But what can happen at times is you're not aware of your own values, and it was not that I was always aware of these values. It was, over the years, the more I've connected with myself, the more I've looked within, the more I've understood myself, the more better my relationship with myself have become, the more I've become, aware of my values, my what are my non-negotiables, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are my flaws. It's all of those. So when you have a normal relationship, you are not aware of any of these. You're just unaware of yourself. You do not know yourself enough to have any strong values, beliefs about yourself. Okay. And as a result of having such a relationship with yourself, that is just being unaware of your existence or your values, what happens is you feel like you're lost. You either feel like you're lost in life, or you feel a lack of drive in your life, no purpose, such factor. Because when you have a feeling that I do not know myself, I do not have any purpose, I lack that drive in my life, that is because you forgot to connect with the person uh, you are in the body of. Like, you are meeting everybody else in the world, you are interacting with the external world, your daily routine, you're getting consumed by the external world, external noise. But even today, like, so many 20 plus years have gone by, but you have forgotten to meet the person you are living with, you are in the body of. You forgot to connect with that person, you forgot to see that person. And this reminds me, when I say that, you forgot to see that person, you forgot to connect with yourself, what I actually imply. This kind of reminds me of the time when I used to hear such things, that, connecting with yourself, knowing yourself better, being aware of yourself. I used to find this very, very vague. It never made sense to me, that what does it mean when somebody says that know yourself, love yourself. It never meant anything to me. And now I know why. Because I was just not aware of myself. I was completely a person based upon others' belief about me, opinion about me. So all these topics seemed very vague to me. So if that is the case with you right now, that you feel like, oh, how does that, what does it mean when I say that you have forgotten to connect with your own self? I can understand you. And it's okay to feel that way, because it's always a journey. We go from 0 to 100, but not in one day. It's always 0 to 20, sometimes 25, bit by bit. But we go there. The only, and another thing I believe in, that if you want to, change your reality, or have something like improve your self confidence or self esteem, the only thing you require, if you want to work with me, or I really believe into it, the only thing you require is your willingness. And it doesn't matter if you work with me or not. If you have that willingness in you to actually change your reality, or improve something in you, it will happen. It will happen. I always believe it. It's just a matter of time. When does the realization happen? When does those things happen? But it always happens. The only prerequisite is, I believe, is willingness, because that what I had. That's what I had. All right. So I think we got swayed into a lot of other topics. So we were discussing the second type of relationship that you can have, which was quite being unaware of your own self. Okay. So third type is a relationship where you do not like yourself. So I relate to this one also. Okay. So in this kind of relationship, you do not like yourself. You have all kind of negative beliefs about yourself. You believe in all kinds of inferior things about yourself. You think very low of yourself. You consider yourself worst of worst, and it could be of such intense that you can even have hatred for yourself. Like, sometimes the feelings could be so intense and strong that, I can't do this, I'm bad at this, I do not even have this, other people have all of this, they are good at this, they can do all of this, nothing is going to happen to me, and all of this. And at the end of the day, these feelings can actually make you hate yourself also. And if that is the case, again I want to tell you that it's okay. It's okay. You can definitely change your relationship from hating yourself to loving yourself. I believe in it completely. Okay. And another thing that happens when you have a not so that I do not like myself kind of relationship with yourself, one thing that happens is you start hating your body. It gets so intense at one point that you start being uncomfortable in your own skin. There is a desire to be like somebody else. There's a constant desire to leave your body and be like somebody else. You wish that, oh, I wish I was like them, I was not this person. You start hating yourself a lot. Okay, so yeah, now next topic we have an activity to find out how your current relationship with yourself is. This is going to be a very brief, topic, because I'm just going to tell you how you can do it. It's your choice. You want to do it with me right now, or you want to take your time, understand how to do this. After the masterclass is done, you're done with it. Take your pen and paper and you do this activity. It's a very beautiful activity, I would say, because I've used it a lot of times and it has worked for me. Okay. Step one, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes. Really take a deep breath, Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Second, I want you to imagine yourself standing in front of you. Really see yourself standing in front of you. Close your eyes and just imagine that you are, the way you are, standing in front of you. Third, this is the important step. Really notice, see yourself standing in front of you. Take your time here. And then in the third step, you notice how you feel. How does your body feel? What, like, what is it that you would like to tell that person you're seeing, imagining in front of you while your eyes are closed? What is it that you feel about that person in front of you? What is it that you want to do to them? Your instant, honest feelings that come up to you. What is that voice telling you? What do I want to do this person? Do I want to hurt this person, or do I want to run away from this person, or do I want to punch this person? There could be a lot of feelings that can show up. Really sit and do this activity take your time and do this activity. And really, I would really urge you to take a write it down somewhere, because when we write it down, we really have we can really note down our thoughts. Otherwise, thoughts are very fleeting, they can come and go. And be very honest with whatever you're writing here. Also, when after you have found out the kind of relationship you have with yourself, if you have an unhealthy relationship with yourself where you hate yourself completely, like, be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. There's no need to bash yourself up for even that. It's okay. Let's move to the next topic. So next topic is just a bit, going deeper into it, that why is it that I have an unhealthy relationship with myself? This is one question which can come up, once you find out the kind of relationship you have with yourself at present. See, now, I just want you to know here that it is not something that you did or somebody else did intentionally. The aim of the aim of finding the answer is not to blame yourself or anyone. The aim is never that. Our goal is always to, take the responsibility upon ourselves and see what is that I can do, and then following up with that. So see, what happens a lot of times is, when we are growing up, the way we are treated, the kind of behavior we are exposed to, over time we absorb it, and we start to believe that this is what I deserve, this is how it should be. So, if you were criticized heavily in your childhood as you were growing up, you were not making mistake was seen very bad, by people around you, like parents specifically speaking. As you grow up, over time you believe that this is a bad thing, you should not make a mistake, you make it a rule for yourself. You start hating yourself the moment you make mistake. You start running away from making mistake. Or if you were not given a lot of attention as a child, you start believing that I don't deserve this much attention. So what happens is, eventually you start not spending time with yourself. You do not consider yourself worthy of attention, that I can sit with myself, I can listen to myself, or that my feelings are valid. And on the same lines, if you were criticized a lot, judged a lot, were not given enough attention, you learn that behavior growing up, and that is how you establish the same kind of relationship with your own self. You start replicating it with yourself, because that's how you learn that, okay, this is what I deserve, this is how it happens, and you start doing it with your own self. So now we will not be going a lot deeper into this, because as I said, the agenda of this masterclass is not to pinpoint or pick up who is to blame, but rather going towards our goal, which is how we can establish a healthy relationship with ourselves. So just to sum it up, it is like when we grow up, the kind of behavior we see, how we are treated, the environment we see, we start to replicate it with our own self in our life over time, and that is how we end up nurturing a similar kind of relationship with our own self. Okay, so moving to the second part of this masterclass, which is solely about how what you can do to have a healthy relationship with your own self. So what is a healthy relationship and why is it important? So, right. So to understand what is a healthy relationship, I want you to imagine a relationship between two people, like your relationship with your friend, your brother, your sister, your partner, anybody, or your spouse, anybody. I want you to see your relationship with yourself. Now, when you imagine that, consider a relationship, just have that, consider it for this part. If I say what does a healthy relationship look like, or how do you want your relationship to be, if I say that you have a healthy relationship with that person in your life, how would it look like according to you? Some points that you would actually notice is that what happens there is that you people are making efforts for each other. You give time to each other. You understand each other. Forgiveness is there. You are easy on each other. You forgive each other, and you do not hold a lot of unrealistic expectations from each other. So that is what we see or understand when it comes to having a healthy relationship between two people. You know so when it comes to having a healthy relationship with your own self, I want you to uh, what I know uh, something that I wanted asked you to do in the starting of the masterclass. So there is you, and there is just a copy of you sitting beside you. Consider that. So what I want you to imagine is that you will have when you have a healthy relationship with your own self, it would look like is you give that person your time. Okay, you both are giving each other time. You understand this person, they understand you. You you are you are able to forgive them for any mistake they make, or for you're not hard on them, you are able to forgive them, same they are also able to forgive you. Next, you make efforts for them, like you do not run away from taking growth oriented decisions even when there's a lot of limiting beliefs or fear standing in between, that I cannot do this. No, you make genuine efforts for their better future, for their own growth. Same way, they're also willing to take efforts for you. Last, you do not hold any unrealistic expectation from them. Similarly, they also do not hold any unrealistic expectation from you. And who are that person? That person is exactly same you. I want you to imagine two of you. So that is exactly how a healthy relationship would look like when there's just you and you in that dynamic. I hope I made myself clear. Um, All right. So I think something I would like to share here is when it comes to your relationship with yourself. So yeah, basically, if I have to tell you in a bigger picture, a healthy relationship with yourself simply means that you're not hard with yourself. You're you like just the way you would be with somebody you really love. You just replicate that behavior, or you just give yourself the same, treatment to yourself also. So why is it important? Why are we talking about building a healthy relationship with yourself or ourselves? So, see, again, I think I discussed it before also, just to bring it up again in brief. Surface level problems like your self confidence, self esteem, self belief, and self concept, they all stem from the same foundation, how your relationship with yourself is. So if you actually start to work upon building your self confidence or self esteem or self belief, any of these, you will be eventually working on this part, healing this part, and then building a healthy relationship with your own self. So the moment we start working upon this, like healing this, you what you see is your all these other areas of your life, you start to see an improvement in all these areas simultaneously, because that is the truth, because all these are self related issues. So a common term in all of them is self, and yourself is nothing but your relationship with yourself. It's a big part of yourself. So the moment it heals, all of these parts will start to improve in your life. You will see that simultaneously. That's the best part of uh, working toward establishing a healthy relationship with your own self. Mm, that is why you would notice that if you have an unhealthy relationship with yourself, you must also struggle with things like your self confidence, self esteem, all of these self concept issues. And And maybe because we are talking about this, I would like to know this. No, I would like you to tell you that self concept, that is what I help my clients with. That is what I talk about, I write about. That is what I like to help people with, because I think it's very personal to me. Self concept, all these self issues, this I have noticed that it's all related. Actually, it's not like self confidence is different or self esteem is different. No, they are not apart things. They're very similar. The moment you start to heal your relationship with yourself, you start to see that your self concept starts improving and healing. Next, yeah, sixth topic. Next topic. How having a healthy relationship with yourself can improve your other relationships in life. This will be very short. So I want you to see the kind of relationship you have with yourself. So now that you know the kind of relationship you share with yourself, I want you to see your other relationships in life. So one common factor you would notice, it not necessarily applies to all or every relationship, but what must be happening a lot, like most of the times, is the people you have in your life right now are the ones who actually make you feel the same that you do about yourself. Like they make you feel negative, they make you feel small, they make you feel inferior. Like they just replicate how you feel about yourself. That is because the kind of relationship we have with ourselves, it's the same kind of people that we attract in our life. To actually understand this, uh, so see, once you start to heal your relationship with yourself, what happens is you actually start working on your energy, the energy that you're operating on everyday basis. And once you start shifting that energy, what happens is you start vibrating at a higher level. And once you start vibrating at a high level, that's the kind of people you attract in your life also. So one thing you can be sure of is once you start to heal your relationship with yourself, you will start to notice that people who either people who do not who are like who with who you do not share a good relationship or healthy relationship in your life right now, either they will start to leave, or either they will start to have problems with you, complaints with you, that why are you being this way, why are you doing this, you are not this way. And you will also start to notice that they will start leaving, and new set of people who will be much healthier, who will share a much healthier relationship with yourself, will start coming into your life. Because that is a universal fact. The all the beliefs that you have with yourself, you attract people on that basis, on energy level also. Okay. So the moment your relationship with yourself heals, your other relationship also starts to improve, not to mention. Next topic. Now, what you can do to build a healthy relationship with yourself. Now, this is very fun. I'm going to share my personal method that I also use. So, yeah. Mostly, I use this method to make conscious decisions when I am in a when I'm in a situation where I do not know that what to choose for myself, or the decision I'm taking, is it coming from my higher self, or are there fears and my beliefs playing, having a play there. So what I do is that, okay, so what I want you to do is, I want you to think of of your favorite person. So when I say favorite person, I mean somebody who you really care about, who you would want best for. Always, be it their career, relationship, you would always want best for them. So I want you to consider your favorite person, and then no matter what situation you are in, whatever you're finding it difficult, or very easy situation also, like very easy situation also, I want you to consider them into the same situation. Really believe that, okay, if this person was in this situation, okay, consider them. And then I want you to think, what is it that you would want them to do, or what is it that you would tell them to do, simply want them to do, what is it that you would want them to choose for themselves. And then you actually go with the same path, you actually choose same for yourself also. This is like we are doing this because, a lot of the times we we love others, our favorite person, more than we do ourselves. We are very quick to treat them with love and show them love than we are with ourselves. So this is a good check, not checklist, but this is a good activity to check, am I coming from my higher self, am I taking a decision which will actually lead me to, a healthier relationship with myself, a more loving relationship with myself. Because what happens is, when you when you consider yourself into a situation and try to make a decision, along with you, your fears, your beliefs are also there inside you. And since these beliefs and fears, somewhere in here, in hindsight, they protect us. They make us feel that, okay, I'm protecting you. I'm protecting you from things, from uncomfortable situations. So a lot of times, what can happen is that our decisions can actually be one which is led by fear rather than love. So this activity helps you take decisions which are going to be very growth oriented for you, or for your higher self, for your loving self. So this helps you take decisions from your loving self, and this has helped me a lot. To give you an example, I would tell you that when, like, maybe I think when I had to decide, in my career thing, when I had to decide that do I want to go into corporate, like do that, try, like apply, send job application and all, or do I want to do a business, this service based business. I had this confusion. And I had this confusion because even though my heart wanted to do this decision, because it is something that came natural to me, I was always driven towards it. I knew that there were a lot of new things that I would have to do, things like showing up on social media, being myself, putting up my opinion, being in front of camera. I knew that all of these are the things that I would have to do. But my fears and limiting beliefs, I'm shy, and I don't want to do this, what will people think of me, no, I will make a mistake, I will fumble, and all of these mistakes, they would come to my mind, and they would make me not choose that path, even though I wanted to. And that would make me consider, okay, what's wrong in going with the corporate path. I will make money there also, I will have a good job. So what I did back then was, I considered my favorite person my younger brother. So that my younger brother is someone I would always want best for him. So I want you also to consider somebody who you really hold genuine, relationship with. You would always want best for them. So when I considered my brother into the same situation, with same feeling, with same intentions, with same passion, I realized that I would always want him to go to that second path, business path, because I know that is what he wants. That is what is a growth related, like, choice for him, better choice for him. I realized that all. And I did the same for me. I actually went with the same decision, because I want to be coming from a place of loving and not fear. And not fear. So, and this happens because a lot of times we do not know, but we often love others more than ourselves. So, what would it feel like to show yourself the same love, to treat yourself with the same love? That is the intention of this activity. Do it, like, you can do it anytime, any decision you are in, any decision you are in. What does this activity do is, it stops you from being harsh on yourself. It helps you, even though some decisions seem very uncomfortable, very scary, and in the start, you are able to push yourself through it. You know that, okay, this does seem scary at present, but this is what my higher self would want. This is something that when I take, I would look back and be proud of myself, that I'm proud that I did that. Because a lot of times, because we're so scared, we take the decision which is fueled by fear, and then we regret, and then we regret that why did I do that, even though I knew deep internally me that I wanted to go the other way. So it will prevent situations like these. Last topic that we have, the deep process of establishing a healthy relationship with yourself. So, a lot of times, so these are the activity that I shared, which will help you have a better relationship with yourself. But a lot of times, what would happen is, when you actually imagine, or you start to take steps to moving towards, a very healthier version of you, or loving yourself, something resistance would come up. You will start to feel that something in me is telling me to not go that way, or a very strong fear is stopping me, or some very strong beliefs are stopping me. And sometimes you would not be able to let yourself, or allow yourself to have a loving relationship with yourself. You will notice that there's so much grudge you have against yourself in your body, so much anger towards yourself, that you would not let yourself, that no, I do not want myself to have a loving or healthy relationship with myself. When all of that happens, because this can happen, I know this can happen, sometimes we are not able to let ourselves, have good things in life. When that happens, it means that there are some very deeper feelings, emotions, or fears that we need to bring it back on the surface, process it, see it, acknowledge it. That is what is required, because when something nudge us, or something does not let us go forward, it means that we need to take a step back, see, really look what is nudging us, and really acknowledging it. It's like a child wanting to be seen want asking for attention, and you keep denying it that attention. Nothing, you won't be able to go far away if that child keeps, bringing you back, nudging you back, that please come here, look at me. So these forces, resistance, grudge is nothing but like something telling you that please look at me also, I'm also here. So all that is required is for us to bring that, really what is nudging you, stopping you with that resistance up on the surface, acknowledging it, processing those emotions, feelings, seeing what it is, where it is coming from, like tracing its origin, and really acknowledging it. Because when we process something that our body wants us to, that is when we actually let it go. Letting go doesn't happen in just, making our conscious mind believe that just let go of it. It doesn't happen oftentimes like that. Our subconscious mind also wants to, also wants freedom from the same buried emotions that we hold in our body. So when such things happen, when your resistance is showing up in your life, you see that when I'm trying to take actions toward building a healthier relationship, something is stopping me, some voice comes up, fear is there. That is when we go deeper into it. Okay? And once we acknowledge it, that's when you will allow yourself to move towards a healthier relationship with yourself. Okay? Okay. Yeah, and uh, this is what I actually help my clients do in our one-on-one sessions, where we actually process our buried emotions. We actually bring those things on the surface and heal it. Okay. So as a homework, this was all about uh, about building your relationship with yourself and all of that. So as a homework, what you can do is, as I said, those activities that I mentioned, or the more important activity I would say is that, the first activity that we discussed, where you close your eyes, see yourself in front of your eyes, and you really take a note of what you're feeling. What is it that you want to tell them? What is it that you want to do them? And who is them here? Your own self that you see, imagine standing in front of your own self. What are the feelings that come up? Be very honest with your feelings. Write it down. Write it down somewhere. And that will really help you come to a decision what kind of relationship I'm sharing with myself at present. All right, so this is your homework, and also if you want to like get on a clarity call with me, or like be in a session with me, all you can do is just DM me coaching, and I'll send you the link. You can book your call there. And also at present, I don't know when you're watching this, but at present I am offering 2 free sessions. For us to exactly know how, for you to exactly know how your problem is like, how the solution is going to look like, and how you're being helped. All right. So if you want to grab this offer, first 2 free session, or just get on a clarity call with me, DM me coaching, and yeah, do this activity, gain a lot of, beautiful insights about you, get deeper into yourself, understand yourself better, and I'll meet you in the next masterclass. All right. Bye bye.